Yes.
Okay.
As part of my responsibilities to be the liaison between this board and the Orange County delegation of school board members, I did just a poll with them a couple weeks ago, just before the delegate assembly. And it was an informal poll, but I probably got, 12 to 14 board members to respond. And they asked about what the format would be. I explained what our draft was, what we had, what was on our agenda. And then I also asked them, I had talked to Nina and asked her if the board, if the department was going to do anything, or could they? And so when I polled the board members or the school board members throughout the county, they believed that they would rather have an informational session by the Department of Ed rather than a town hall, because they wanted to have in their minds some more objective information. Some of them cited the back to school town hall that occurred last July. They did not feel that was a good format, just simply because they couldn't participate. It was all, within this room. So I did not get anybody, and I actually sent something out again this morning to see if there was support for doing the format that the board had presented, or if there was more of a want for the informational meeting. And I did not get anybody that wanted to see the town hall in the format that we had proposed. So I think the board needs to be aware of that. And, they kind of pushed back a little bit, talking about local control, which I appreciate. Many of them have already looked at ethnic studies in their curriculum. It's already optional in many school districts. So they really didn't see the need for the town hall. So I just wanted to share that with this group.
So, can I make a comment?
Yes, absolutely.
So my feeling is that the town hall isn't really for the trustees, that's something they could do with their own district if they want to do that, or do it together, or ask the department to do it. I feel that it's more for the constituents who are constantly asking questions. That's my feeling, and I think if we polled our constituents, I think they'd love the information.
Well, I appreciate local control. I'm not sure I totally understood that, because what's happening here is just we'll have this panel and they'll be taking questions, but no one's dictating to the local districts what they have to teach or do, or this forum, is this an information night? So do we have panelists confirmed?
No, we don't have any dates yet.
Oh, so it's hard to confirm people without a date. Yeah, that's a problem, isn't it? Okay.
On that point about information, in January and February of this year, this department put on for personnel the California Department of Education's idea of what ethnic studies was. And it was all based upon this individual, Mr. Chawton, Miguel Zavella, Christine Sleater, and it was based upon the contents of this book, which is all the radical postmodernistic, applied postmodernistic, very relativistic concepts of critical race theory, of identity politics, and all of the, and I need to control myself.
Please do.
All of the bad things that we've been hearing for the last several months, and why we're doing this forum, because there's a lot of misinformation, including from this department, that was put out in a tweet that is factually wrong about what ethnic studies is. It's not about studying Martin Luther King's vision of America and revisiting the racial discrimination and all the bad things that happened that time period. This is a whole new postmodernistic philosophy of making children think in a certain way. It's an extension of outcome-based education, and it is we're already hurting in education. We're not inculcating facts and knowledge. The primary mission and purpose of education is being misdirected. And this is just another curriculum that is going to hurt kids. It's going to divide this country. And this forum is going to show and give proof by experts about why this is bad. So I'm sorry, Becky, I disagree with you. I really don't care about what other board members want. If they want to go talk with Dr. Maharis, that's fine. But this board has a separate mission. That's to educate people about this terrible curriculum that's going to divide America. If they want local control, we're not telling them what to do. We don't go polling school board members to what we do here. What they want and what they do, that's completely up to them. But what this board wants to do is something different. And I think this forum is going to be very important in educating people about the divisive aspect to this.
And I might just rephrase, I wouldn't say the terrible curriculum, I would say the concerning curriculum, and that's why we want to educate people and have some experts explain what it is. So I think that people can judge for themselves after they hear, but I would say that at the least that the curriculum is concerning.
May I make a comment? And it has to do with the department. The people that came to present were people that were on those committees appointed by the State Board and the Department of Education, the CDE. And they were hand-selected to participate in the process. And those are the people that are out there providing professional development. Whether we like them or not is up to you. But that's the group that was empowered by the state. And they're coming out to talk to teachers and principals and others. It's a professional gathering. And you're not going to agree with everything these people say. I certainly don't. But people are big enough, those who are certificated, to be able to push back and have a meeting with these individuals who, again, have subject matter expertise. And they go out and they make presentations. That's the model that is typically followed when there's any change in curriculum. And again, honestly, there are people that will come and their ideas may be extreme for some, but if you're a certificated teacher, you're not intimidated by that. Biola University, for example, it's a God-fearing institution, one of the most conservative, wedded to the scriptures, the inerrancy of the Bible. They'll bring in an atheist to talk to the students. Not because they're trying to convert people to become atheistic, but because they want the kids to understand what is being propagated. So I don't want you to characterize, or at least I would ask you not to characterize the department as one that is biased or that we are endorsing those people that come. And we make that clear.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to say anything negative about it?
We're going to probably, because the superintendents want information. Some districts have already decided, as you know. Mm-hmm. Others are in the process of doing that now. And we'll probably provide support, as we typically do. We're not intending to do something in opposition to what the board is doing. We're just simply doing our job. Yeah.
That's fine. We just want to do our job as well. That's all.
Correct.
We have heard many constituents come into this room, send us emails. I mean, I go on a radio show and that's the first question I get. What is it? What's going on? So we just want to provide our constituents information they're asking for, and I think they deserve it. And and that's why I'm just saying, if you want to provide something, that's fine. But I think that we owe to our constituents some information, and that's what we'd like to do.
I mean, isn't that what academics is about? It's about looking at something and being able to talk about it and express your feelings and your observations. Yeah. But unfortunately, critical race theory, which is inherently a part of this ethnic study, Al, is about cancel culture. It's about restricting free speech. That's what this is all about. And this is very divisive. And if you want to be a part of it and provide it, that's up to you.
No,
but you take and bear responsibility.
That in the higher ed world, where you have a different perspective in terms of the pursuit of truth, people aren't I mean, now I'm talking about absent expletives and behavior that would be unbecoming and that would be incivil. We should not tolerate that. But in the higher ed communities and in the Christian universities, which are the most conservative, and that can be from evangelical to Catholicism, they're not afraid to, and we're talking about adults here, not kids, not children. We're not talking about minors. We're talking about adults, professionals. They're not afraid to listen to somebody. I mean, look, one of the first countries to practice, I mean, I know that the Incas and the Mayans and some of these old ancient tribes, they may have done things that we would never agree to today, largely perhaps out of ignorance, and maybe they were people completely deranged, I don't know. But one of the first, civilizations to conduct human sacrifices, which is deplorable. It's the antithesis of anything that's pure, were the Egyptians. And isn't it interesting that God would put a man right into the Egyptian culture to rise up to the highest levels of the administration there, Joseph, in that culture that was opposite truth in many ways. So all I'm saying to you is that we did not bring in these people to indoctrinate. We brought them in so they can share their ideas. They were actually, like the one gentleman you referred to, he was a co-chair of the committee, one of the largest committees. So, I didn't choose those people. I didn't create those committees, but they were created by the state. And we are, as you mentioned earlier, Dr. Williams, in terms of talking to the charter school, that we were talking about the importance of adhering to the law, obeying the law. And I think that's important, that we obey the law. And they were empowered by the state to do a job. And that was a legal process that was followed. So.
Well, and I think we don't have to talk about that. I think we just want to talk about going forward. We want to do an informational forum and let's just vote on it. I mean, I don't think we have to talk about what happened in the past and who came and who selected them and why it happened. Our constituents would like some information. I would like to create a forum to provide that.
Right.
Okay. We should move on here. So with the ethics studies to carry over, we need to identify the facility, which the executive committee has identified as Rush Auditorium. We've also, in the packet, we've altered the time format. We added a media event that the executive committee will be responsible for. So we're going to start at 4:30. The budget, we should probably get a budget because it's going to cost to rent the facility, and we may have to fly in a couple of the experts like we did for the previous forums, and we were way under the budget that we set for the other forum. So we have a budget of $7,500. We have the new format that is added, the media portion beforehand, the time element. We should be renting the facility from 4 to 11 p.m. And now what we have to talk about is the actual dates. And this is where we need to make that decision here because we have to reserve the facility.
So I would like to make a motion or ask to do Tuesday, July 27th and Tuesday, August 24th. And then also for when I'm leaving town, the 28th. So I will not be back here after the 27th. And the facility is available on Tuesdays. So.
Okay. So
You said July 27th and August what?
24th.
I'm totally flexible, so I'm good with that. Tim, what about you?
Those dates would work for me. I will be in Colorado July 17th through the 25th, personally. I don't want anyone scheduling around me, but just, I will be out of town.
But you'll be available for
The 27th would work for me.
Okay.
Becky, what about you?
I'm going to have difficulty with Tuesdays, so,
Why is that?
because I have other commitments on Tuesdays. Well, let me ask this question. Why are we having two as opposed to just one?
Because there's a lot of subject content and there's precedence with Common Core. and the California Health and Youth Act, we had two.
Ken, we can't.
There's precedents when you have controversial issues like this, the Common Core, the School to Work, the California Health and Youth Act. We all had two public forums. There's a lot of information that needs to be reviewed, so that was the executive committee's.
And I asked the same question initially, and Ken convinced me, and he's been around a lot longer than me. I wasn't here when Common
So were you
Core-
intending to have the same panelists for both?
No, it'd be different panelists. The documents that were sent last week outlined all these questions here that each board member gets to assign one expert panelist. We can't be assigning unless we have dates and times. So that's why this decision has to be made this evening. Okay, so with all that, Becky, you can't make the 27th?
I'm not sure at this time. If that's the dates that you want to set, go ahead and set them and I will do my best.
Okay, so if I can, let me make this in one motion. I'll make a motion that we approve the facility for Rush Auditorium, that the time of rental will be from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. The dates will be July 27th as well as August 24th. That the new format in the packet that adds the media time period from 4:30 to 6 of the edit, and a budget of $7,500. I'll need a second for that.
I would second that.
Okay, second.
For point of clarification,
Okay.
you had a motion already for the Rossmore facility.
I'll amend that to include.
He made the first motion and you seconded, so if you're,
I'll go with his,
you'll withdraw yours?
I'll withdraw mine.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Very good. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Opposed, motion passes 3-1. Let's go on back to the budget. See, it's now 9:15. Hopefully we can finish up this item.
Just a quick, other board members, did anybody not get the comments? Because I got 2 of them, so I'm thinking somebody's missing them.
Don't know if I.
No, it's probably the extra, I was looking for the extra one and I had to make another copy.
Okay, all right. Well, it was in my packet. I just want to
Thank
make
you.
sure nobody got slighted.
Was this the this one, the stakeholder? piece?
Yes,
Okay.
all right. So I'm just going to put this behind me.
That's fine, thank you.
Uh-huh.
If we could take just a couple minutes, they need to change the card out because of the time frame.
Okay, so it's 9:15, so we'll be back at 9:30.
Oh, or just 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Just do
Just
5
5.
5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Okay, so we'll be back at 9:20.
Thank you.